Hello and welcome to today's graphic design tip of the day. For today's tip, we're going into Gravit Designer, which is a great Illustrator substitute if you don't have the program or if you're working on a Chromebook computer. It can be web-based or you can also download the program. So let's go through my Illustrator Basics page 1. I also have the tutorial for this in Illustrator. I'll show you the differences in this program. The link to this page is in the description. So the first one is going to be drawing a circle using the pen tool. Yes, we could go to our shape tool and grab an ellipse, hold down shift and drag a perfect circle. But in this case, we want to actually practice with the pen tool. So grabbing my pen tool, and I'm going to start right on the edge of my circle. Hold down your shift key on your keyboard and it'll keep your line completely vertical. When I go to the next point, I'm going to drop it and hold shift again as I drag out to keep my point completely horizontal. Again, click on my next point and hold shift to keep that one vertical again. And my last one, click and drag, holding down shift to keep that one horizontal. On the last one, we're going to have to click one more time with shift. Hold shift and drag up to make that final path. So here I have my circle that I just created, more of an organic circle. You're going to see your options for your fill color and your border color here. It's called border instead of stroke in Gravit Designer. If you grab that eyedropper, you can go to anything that you have on your design if you have a color that you want to pick from and hover over it and click and grab it. And then change the point size here. In my tutorial, it says to change it to 4 to make it look exactly like this circle on my page. You can go all the way up to 16 and it'll be really close to that original. For the second one, we're going to be drawing a perfect square, actually 2 of them, and changing the opacity. So again, practicing with the pen tool instead of grabbing my square tool. Hold down your shift key after you click the first time. And you'll see that you can drop perfect 90-degree angles. You can also do 45-degree angles the same way. So if I move the square over, we're going to turn the first one to blue. And then we're going to draw a second one, same thing with the pen tool again. I could copy and paste it, but we want the practice here of going through and using our 90-degree angles to make that perfect square. Move that one over and again, change my fill color to yellow this time. And I don't need a stroke on this shape, so on the stroke here, I can turn it off. And if I move this shape on top of my original blue one, and go to my opacity option where it says 100%, I can turn that to 50, and you can see that you'll be able to see through your shape to the one below. For my next step here, I'm going to be making a triangle out of a square. So this time I am going to show you how to use the shape tool. Grabbing my rectangle shape tool, I'm going to stretch one of those out holding shift to keep it a perfect square. If I want that same fill color, I can grab my eyedropper here and grab the pink. Now I can't just add anchor points like I can in Illustrator using the pen tool. I have to convert this. So if I go to modify down to path and over to convert path, it'll turn it into an editable shape. So modify path, convert to path. Now I'm going to be able to go in with my pen tool and you can see if I hover over that path and you see the plus sign, I can add an anchor point there. And I can also hover over anchor points that exist already and delete them. So see the minus sign next to it. I can click on each of those and delete that shape. We can't use the star tool with the up and down arrows in this program, so that one we're going to have to skip. But that's a great way to make a triangle other than just drawing one yourself with the pen tool. For the next one, we're going to use the polygon shape tool to create a star. So same process, grabbing my polygon tool, holding down shift to make sure that it stays perfect. I'm purposely going to make this one a different color than my original so that I can use this as a template. And before I can edit this, I have to go to modify down to path and over to convert path. Now using my white arrow key, which is called Subselect in here, it's our direct selection tool in Illustrator. This is going to be used for moving individual anchor points. So rather than the regular pointer or move tool that moves the entire shape, this one's going to allow you to grab specific anchor points. So with that Subselect tool, on each of my line segments here, I'm going to click on those center pieces and drag them in towards the center of my shape. And I will end up with a star form here. It's going to have one extra handle. So if you don't want that one, remember you can always go to your pen tool, hover over the outside, and delete 2 of those anchor points. Go back to my regular pointer tool, and I can put this on top of my star if you want to use it as a template, as I was saying. With that Subselect tool, you can click on those individual anchor points and move them so that they match up exactly with that original star if you wanted to make that exact same form. So you can see how drawing in here is going to be way easier and more accurate than drawing just on paper with a pencil. So anybody can draw in Illustrator or Gravit if you take enough time to go back and perfect it versus really learning that skill to be able to draw on paper well. So here we have my star. I could change it to that same color if I wanted to with my eyedropper. The last one is going to be our heart, and it's asking us to do this by making it out of a circle. So grabbing my ellipse tool, I'm going to draw my circle in, and this time I will grab that fill color. And I need to convert it, so modify path and convert to path. Using my pen tool, let's zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. On the left-hand side and the right-hand side, I'm going to add anchor points. On the top anchor point, notice when you hover over the top of it, since it's a curve, it shows you a different symbol. It looks like a little V. That is what we call in Illustrator our Convert Anchor Point tool. It turns it from a curve into a straight line. So I'm going to click on the top one and the bottom one once using that same pen tool. Going to my Subselect or Direct Selection tool, I can pull that in towards the center of my heart. And just to smooth this out a little bit, going back to the pen tool, I'm going to click once to convert this and once more time to delete my anchor point. Same thing on the right hand side, I'm going to click once to convert it, once to delete it. And then I can go back and pull these if you want them to be a little bit different as far as the shape of the outside of the heart, but they're much smoother with one single anchor point rather than having multiple. I hope you enjoyed today's graphic design tip of the day.